Hey, so today I wanted to talk a little bit more about the experience of being stuck in healing. And I'm sure you know that feeling when you do all the right things or when you are at the same place since years and you're stuck. You know, hey, healing is right within reach, it's there, but for some reason you cannot really move forward. You're stuck in your healing journey and nothing seems to work. And I wanted to make this a little bit more personal and unscripted because you are not alone with this experience. I have experienced that as well, and many people are stuck in the healing journey for a long while. It feels like they are moving forward, but also not really. It's like progress, but then backwards again. And this is very common. For me personally, it was like that for years and years and years. Maybe you've heard a little bit about my story, but I basically hated myself for, well, most of my life. Probably it started around 12, 13, maybe 14 years old, and it stuck with me for over a decade. And I was aware of my issues for a long time, and I also was basically aware where all of that came from. And I worked on myself, right? Back in the day, I Googled, like, what can I do? What things, what techniques, what tools can I use? Stuff like that. And I worked on that. I basically was on my healing journey, but I never made like this breakthrough that felt somehow significant. Sure, I got a little bit better with time. I learned how to cope with all of my issues a little bit more and better, and it all got a little bit easier. But it never felt like I was truly healing, even though I was on my healing journey. But it still felt like I was very stuck and like there was really no end in sight, even though I was healing. So maybe you can resonate with that. This is something that really a lot of people go through, especially, and many of my clients have experienced that when they have been in therapy for a very long time, for sometimes over a decade in therapy, and they have a very good understanding of where their issues come from, of what the problems are, and they basically talk about their old wounds and traumas over and over and over again, but it doesn't seem like anything in their life changes, right? They are still struggling with the exact same issues and problems, even though they have been in therapy for sometimes, again, decades. And this can feel very discouraging. It can feel like something is wrong with you, like you are a failure, or like your life will never be aligned with who you truly are, like you will never heal. But that is not the case. And I want to talk a little bit more about why you feel like that and what you can do about that. So, one very crucial and important thing here to understand is, and this might seem scary or hard for some of you, and please just listen to it first, and then then you can judge. But one very important thing to understand is that the person you are right now in this moment, will never be healed. That will not happen. For you to be quote unquote healed, for you to be okay, for you to be the person you always wanted to be, the person you are right now has to die in a sense. And I'm not talking about death in a this is the end sense, but I'm talking about death in a transformational sense, right? Your old being, your old way of being, the old person you used to be, the person you are right now, has to transform into a new person, into a new being, because the old person, the old being you are right now, is stuck with all of the same beliefs that cause you to experience the suffering that you are in. So for me, it also was like that for a very long time. In order to realize that who I was, all the beliefs I had, all this, yeah, very false and wrong beliefs that made part of my identity, I only realized that I need to go after I have hit rock bottom. For me, hitting rock bottom meant going through a very toxic relationship and then this relationship ending, let's say unhealthy relationship. And then this relationship ending was me hitting rock bottom. I was at the lowest point in my life mentally. And that's when I realized all my old beliefs that I hold on to, they needed to go. I could never get out of this if I held onto this same old beliefs. So the person I was needed to quote unquote die in a transformational sense. And working on dismantling these beliefs, on changing these beliefs, transformed me into a new human being, into a new me who could finally let go of these old wounds and finally actually heal. And this is a step that most people never really take because it's scary. It's damn scary because you basically turn into something new. You take a huge step into the unknown because you are familiar with who you are. You have been this person for your entire life. You always had the same habits, the same beliefs, the same way of thinking. But this way of thinking, these beliefs, the habits that you engage in on a daily basis, they have you stuck in the place you are in right now, in all the things that you struggle with. So they need to change. They need to transform into something new, into something bigger, into something better, into something more empowering, so that you can finally be free of all your struggles and suffering. And this can look differently for many people. Obviously, there's also a lot of taking action involved. It's not just, oh, I think differently and now I changed my belief. No, you need to go deep with that. I personally did that through deep meditations where I dive into where it hurts, where I dove into all the past experience that I had, and I basically felt through my emotions. I help my clients with hypnosis. That's what I do, where we go into the deep traumatic childhood wounds and struggles, and we get all of the pain, the stuck emotions out, so they can look at these situations differently and change their beliefs in the present moment. There are many ways you can do that. And I talk about all of these things on the channel. And at the end of this video, I will link a video where I talk about this in depth. But this video is not about all these ways that you can do that, but this video is about realizing that there is a part of you that has to go. It has to go. You have to transform these old beliefs, this old way of being. And again, this will probably be the most scary thing that you've ever done in your entire life. Our subconscious fears change. It fears the unknown because even if you struggle in the known, in the current situation, it's at least safe, right? You are at least not in any physical danger or whatever it might be. But if you step into the unknown, it's potentially very, very dangerous and unsafe. So your subconscious wants to keep you from doing that at all cost. But it is the only way to ever really truly transform and let go of all the things that you're struggling with. It's the only way to really truly move forward in your healing journey and actually heal and resolve all of these old wounds that you carry within yourself. So I hope that makes sense. I hope this gives you something to think about, and I hope this shows you why you and so many people are stuck within their old way of being and feel like, yes, they are on the healing journey, but they are never truly moving forward. They are stuck with the healing journey. That's because you carry your old beliefs with you. You carry your old way of being with you. You carry your old personality with you. And you will stay the same I am still the same person, right? But parts of me transformed. The parts of me that kept me unhappy, that kept me disempowered, transformed into something more empowering. And this is exactly how the journey looks like. And that's the only way you will ever transform and move forward in your healing journey. I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. Let me know if you enjoy this more unscripted, personal style of video that I'm trying here for the first time. And right over there, you can find a video where I talk about actual action steps that you can take to move forward. See you over there.